Well, today I'm going to start my pipe clamp wall. I got me some French cleats. I got enough for 4 runs. That should get me started. What I'd like to do, so I got all these clamps here. I need to get all my clamps together, so that's going to be first. But what I'd like to do is fix me a tool cabinet. Get rid of that right there and make me a tool cabinet. And it's going to be a little long as we go. Kind of what I'm shooting for. But I figured I'd go with the French cleat system. I got some clamps in there, clamps there, some in yonder. Got these. I really don't know how I want to do it. It's got to evolve, you know, so I was going to move some stuff around. So I'm going to clear this area out, get them clamps down, and get that 2x4 that's just about ready to fall off. It's leaning awful bad. And see if we can get some French cleats up. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way. So what I done, I just got me some 1x4s and put a 45 on it. So if you get it going down the middle, what I done, I just split it down there. I've got 2. This thing is 40 inches wide, so I've got 4 40 inches wide. So I'll start there and start putting them up. But first I got to get this out of the way to make room. I like pipe clamps. You need to put out a lot of pressure. Pipe clamps will do it. Now one pipe clamp by itself won't put out earth shaftering. But you line up a bunch of them and start working your way down through it. You can really put out a lot of pressure. You got boards, got bows in it and whatnot. This is where I did a butcher block table, made an island out of it. They just barely did reach. That was perfect. But I think it's the last time I used them that I needed to lean. What I'm thinking about doing, get some shorter ones, just unscrew them and take them rods and stick them up somewhere and pull them out as I need them. Because odds are you're going to need the shorter stuff. But when you have the longer stuff, we got it. Oh, I've been wanting to do this for a while. But there is one thing about those clamps over behind the bench. If I need them, hey, right there. So. Take them spider webs. missed that one, didn't I? Now, what I'd like to do, I got to make a bracket for the clamps itself to hang. That's what I got the short ones here for. I figure I could cut these and make that, but I also would like to, I'm gonna make me a bracket that I can reach. So have a piece of this on and hang on that, and it comes down, and that'll be where the, need to make two of them, where it hold the second one, and they'll be evenly spaced. Yeah, let me work on that. That'd help hold it up right. That'd be too easy, yeah. So I made me a little spreader right here. That way they'll all be evenly spaced. And it'll help hold it up there too. I ought to make a second one. And see if, let's see if I can get by with one. If I can get by with one, that's fine. Not if I, in other words, if I had another one, I could put one on each side and boom, you got it. So let's look. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, that got her held up there. Oh yeah, that'll work. That's my third hand. You know, I needed three hands all the time. Now, I get them rest of them up there. We'll be on our way. But what I'm figuring, when I get some more material, I'll come back halfway and split them halfway. But this will get me going far enough now to even know whether I need to do that or not. Okay, I got all four of them on there. And sometimes I take for granted, if y'all don't know what a French cleat is, it's a device that hooks to one another. Well, there's a French cleat right there. See the 45 right here? And actually, I've got this slid in there to where that cannot come open. In other words, this is where it's hooked. This piece is mounted to here. That's mounted to the wall. Also, my next one, that's why I run every 7 inches, because I can come in and between this and this, that is mounted right there to where this can't move. In other words, if this comes off, I'd have to take that out. But this is the French cleat. So that's one we'll make little brackets where it will hook up there and hold the pipe clamps. I got pipe clamps. I got parallel clamps right there. And also, I've got all of these clamps right here. And I count these. Them are a type of clamp. So I go to small ones. You'd be surprised how much I used them small ones. So all of these are the clamps. Got clamps right there. Okay. So I'm going to put them on this wall, see if it won't hold it. So what I'm thinking about, this thing is just a cleat. It's going to sit in here, be attached to the vertical piece. I'll put me a piece here to keep it from doing that. All right. I was going to put some triangles right here. One on each side at a distance where you can just set your clamps right in it. But then as I was doing this, trying to figure out, just exactly how I was going to cut them angles, The miter saw, the miter gauge on the table saw. I was kind of shooting some stuff all around. So let me take you in here and show you just exactly what I come up with. I think you might find it interesting. I've got this piece right here that I wanted to cut at that angle. Well, with the miter gauge, you're only hanging on this much. So I decided, well, I can get me an auxiliary fence and make it longer. You know, I'm thinking I'm not real crazy about this. But since I've built the outfeed table, my little tapering jig, you see it right here. So I got my dovetails where I could use those clamps there. Well, it is so long, I'm gonna have to cut that thing down. It is so long, it runs out right there. So I kind of had to abandon, you see the runner right there. But then I had this piece of MDF. It's good and straight and square. And what I done, I lined up the point here, and double-sided taped it to it. Now I can push through, and I'm over here at a safe distance. I may take some push blocks just for insurance. I think I'm gonna be fine. I can set it right there and one right here and push through this thing. I think it'll be safe enough. But that is the simplest way. I kept working my way down to, I think this was gonna work. It's gonna make it plenty safe, and we get the angle we cut. See, one will be one side and one will be the other. After it's cut on this 3-inch piece, I'll mount it, and then what happened, I'll put the clamps, it'll hold the clamps in. So let me fire up and we'll cut this thing. So it looks like to me it wasn't fine. I kind of looked at the blade and it followed that pencil line right down it. So now what we can do, that worked perfectly. There we go. I am finding more and more uses for that double-sided tape. It is, I'll tell you what, I'll leave a link in the description for that. That has been the handiest stuff. It just opens up. So now, if you kind of, I'm going to set that 3-inch piece, which will have the cleat on it. Well, come on down here we can see. All right, sorry about that. Which will have the cleat on it. And then it'll set, then these are set on either side. Well, actually, it's meant to set this way, because these are going to hold them pipe clamps, and they're going to have some weight there. So so that should be plenty enough support for them. It's going to look that way. So let me put that together and I'll show you what I was talking about. So I cut a 2-inch piece, a 3/4 inch. There's the French cleat right there. All right, it don't reach the next one, so this is to hold it steady. I'll show that to you in just a second. And the way I got it figured is they'll just pile right in there. So let's take it over and do a dry fit and see what we got. So it will hang just like that right there. Let me put one on it. That way you get an idea of what we got. You think I stand 2 of them? So I think that's gonna work fine. Oh, yeah. Looks like we could probably put 2 more up there. Is that a whole 4? So I glued them together. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let the glue set up before I load them up. But I think it'll hold 4, possibly 5. But I got shorter ones. It's not gonna be near as heavy. I may rig them up, you know, where they'll hold a few more. I don't want to overload it. But the way it was, one would hang right beside the other, and one. This way, if I get 4 out, I should be able to utilize this whole wall and fill it up with clamps. That's what I'm shooting for. But we got it going our way. We'll let that set up. We'll build us another one or 2, we think. Well, I'm working on it. I am, yeah, see. What's going to happen is you'll just set up in here like that. And move them around. I like the French cleat system because you move them around, you can evolve to the way you're growing, your needs. So there's French cleat stuff right there. I really would like to have that whole wall French cleats. Well, what I thought about, we'll just put some plywood up there, put some runners, some plywood, and paint it dark gray. Probably leave the runners, the actual French cleat, thinking about leaving it natural, or paint them white for contrast. Haven't made mine up there yet. But if you do paint them, you want to do it before you put them on and that kind of thing. So I have French cleats right there. The beauty part about French cleats, if you need to, I'm going to drop this. So you can just bring the whole thing in here with you. What I thought about doing, you can put them over there on them French cleats once I get them. So you can evolve just kind of any kind of way you want to. I've been using the French cleat system for a while. Kind of like it. So if you remember, I showed you how I like this here. I got this arm that comes around. I put my camera right here. Well, I didn't need it popping up, so I cut me a block stuck in there. It ain't coming up. It just yeah, it ain't coming up. So there's ways around a lot of this stuff. But what I can do, need to switch them right there. I'll let them go the other way and see how that works. The whole beauty about it is get everything in one place, get you know, move stuff around, and move stuff around as you evolve and your needs change. But also, let's say I needed that glue, I could bring that thing out here. For instance, if I had a bracket made, I can bring it and hook it up to my workbench. I could bring it and working, you know, hook it up over here or set it on a workbench. You got too many options not to do it that way. I like it. You make everything yourself. It ain't, you know, everything costs, but that's the way I like French cleats. Yeah. My wife's the painter. I'm gonna let her do the painting. I hate to paint. I hate to paint with a passion. Yeah. But I think that's going to do it on this one. My French cleat, my pipe clamp wall. I got a couple of little vacancies right there. Need to fill, I'll fill them up. Yeah. I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. Once I get into it, man, I'm proud I did, you know. Sometimes the dread is worse than just actually doing it, if you know what I mean. So that's going to do me on this one. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope you learned something. I always do. I always pick up stuff a little here and there along the way. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a wonderful day and be safe.